Previously, on reviewing YouTubers. Every time when I look back to the late 2000s and early 2010s, I'd be met with memories like this. Much like other channels I used to watch since middle school, I kinda moved on to other things. If you knew very little about the old days of this website, I'll tell you this: Annoying Orange wasn't the only irritating YouTuber. There's another channel just as irking, which we'll get to next time. One simple name, a lot of viral videos. It's none other than F_RED, Fred. Fred, played by Lucas Cruikshank, is a 6-year-old boy who gets himself into sticky situations and does other antics. He also has a high-pitched voice and screams all the time. The other characters include Fred's mother, Kevin, Fred's bully, Judy, Fred's love interest, and Bertha, Fred's friend. You're assuming that Fred is a pretty harmless content creator, but is he though? That's because you don't know the full context. Here's some of it.
Fred is an internet video series centered on the dysfunctional 6-year-old Fred Figglehorn. Fred lives with his recovering drug-addicted and alcoholic prostitute mother. It is implied that Fred has been the victim of child abuse, for example being locked in a dog cage for 3 days. What the fuck? Fred is a weird loner outcast who no one likes, gets bullied, he talks to himself and imagines people who aren't really there when he's alone, has anger issues and is clearly unstable mentally, has no father figure and was raised by an alcoholic who's also a prostitute. Oh, and he's also a stalker who is deluded to the point where he thinks the hottest person in school is his girlfriend, despite her wanting nothing to do with him.
Obviously it's fictional, so let's put the questionable stuff aside and talk about the content. Unless you're not living under a rock, you may be asking, how viral is he exactly? On most of his older videos, tens of millions of views. Yep, he was that famous/infamous, so much so to the point where he has well over 1 billion channel views. As time went on, in 2010, he had his very first feature-length film, Fred the Movie. I saw this movie on Nickelodeon when I was 8 years old, and I loved it, but looking back at it now, I can comprehend why a lot of people hate this movie so much. However, this wasn't his last film. He had a trilogy: Fred 2, Night of the Living Fred, Fred 3, Camp Fred. None of his movies received well, with Camp Fred being widely considered to be the worst of the trilogy. Fred also had a TV show, which received worse than Camp Fred.
Which means it's Fred Day, which means it's time for Fred the Show! Right now on Nick!
Exactly like the high fructose adventures of Annoying Orange, Fred the Show died off after 1 season. Fred was still making videos on YouTube, but unfortunately, that popularity would not last forever. His last upload was posted on July 16th, 2015.
Hi, I'm Jessica. And I'm Diego. Did you ever ask your parents a question they just won't answer? The questions they say they'll tell you.
The fuck is this shit?
Seriously, what is this? It ain't Fred, that's for sure. I scrolled throughout his videos, and I'm going to be fair with you. The channel probably should have stopped right here because 1. This ain't Fred. 2. These kids were getting nowhere near as many views as Fred once had. 3. As Cruikshank was getting older, he just about abandoned the Fred channel. And it's better that way really, but Cruikshank was not finished with YouTube just yet. He created another titled Lucas, which has more subscribers than long dead Fred. So this is where I give out his final verdict. 6 out of 10. Fred was one of the most iconic faces of the late 2000s and early 2010s. But nowadays, his channel is just a piece of history, on the bright side of YouTube.
Peace out, home dog. I'm not even a human anymore. I'm a real tree, swaying in the wind.
Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe and be sure to follow me on these social media platforms.